Marvel Rivals is a fun game. It's a 6-on-6 hero shooter game with unlimited respawns and no limits to your team composition besides not playing multiple of one hero, enabling you to create strong team comps, so stupid stuff like this. I don't play shooter games, but it is a universal rule that Marvel's involvement in anything means a game would be chaos going at a mile a minute, which this game absolutely is, and it's so addicting. I adore it so much. I watched humbly from afar for a while, but once I saw Iron Fist's inclusion in the game, I was over the moon and really wanted to get my hands on it, and I could not be bothered to stay away when I saw the Danny Rand style outfit in Season 2. So I joined the party. Every iteration of Iron Fist has been my favorite superhero of all time since I was like 6. See, I played this really neat Spider-Man game on the Wii and would always play Iron Fist when given the chance, and his character in both Ultimate Spider-Man and Earth's Mightiest Heroes made him so cool as a kid. So anyone bearing the title of Iron Fist, be it Denny, Lynn, anyone else, it'll be my main in any game they appear in. It was fun. It was a casual thing, like any other shooter game I've played before, where I'd just not touch anything competitively and play for like a couple hours every now and again. Up until Season 4's theme was revealed. Season 4 would be based around Kunlun, the mythical home of the legendary Iron Fist, with the exclusive rank rewards themed around the single most important character in his mythos, Xiaolao the Undying, the source of the Iron Fist. So, I had a personal goal for Season 4. I was going to improve and become a player worthy of the Diamond rank. See, I struggled to hit Gold hard, so I would need to learn and practice so much to accomplish my goal in just a month. Since I was taking the game seriously, I spent a lot of time on it, playing ranked with my friend Cheshire often. Then one day, Chess sent me a post so she could save it for later, asking for her user ID if possible. Without much question, I gave her the UID and looked into the post itself. An advertisement for Vtuber Rivals 2, a VTuber-centric tournament around Marvel Rivals, labeled 2, but technically the third one hosted by Luminara. It looked like a neat opportunity to make new friends and play the game I've been really enjoying, so we signed up together. First, we put up a looking for team post for the two of us, only to come to the conclusion that we're just better off making a team and looking for players. So, that's what we did. In the end, we formed a team with new recruits, including myself, Ratkin Ken, Cheshire, Phelan, Rakuzai, and Shen. We all gelled together incredibly well, having so much fun just chatting away and being stupid. It felt more like a party bus than a team. So we decided that Team Bottom Text was ready for Vtuber Rivals 2. Unfortunately though, our submission for our team was a tad too late and we could not make it into the final lineup. It is what it is, we said, agreeing that we would just do our best for all of us to make it to Vtuber Rivals 3. We all assumed we would not be able to play, but Ken ended up subbing for another team, and we were happy for him. 3 days before the tournament, I was actually working on a Marvel Rivals video that I want to put out when I got a message from someone named Mochi Mochi. She was looking for a single player and saw our old looking for team posts, where she was looking for a gold ranked tank player. Why a gold player, you may ask? Well, Vtuber Rivals had specific rules on team building to keep the competition from being too unfair. When building your team, you need to look into each player's average rank in the competitive mode, their average being derived from every season they played this game before the current season. Your average rank would equate you to a certain amount of points, ranging from bronze being a single point and one above all being 15, which your team could not exceed 42 points to participate in the tournament. Mochi, who had a team of 6 already, explained that when they reviewed the math, they had done so incorrectly and had enough room to grab a gold level Vanguard. She emphasized that she really wanted to fill out the point cap as best she could, dead set on victory above all else. So we played 2 games, one for a feel and the second was recorded so she could send it to her other Vanguard player for an opinion on my inclusion. It was fast. After a couple games, we parted ways and I felt a bit better about myself. The possibility of playing this Saturday wasn't dead, and I was told I was better than gold, meaning my practice was not in vain. And later that day, I was added to Team Legacy's group chat, and Mochi told them that I would be replacing someone named Brave Okami. I met Tech Taiga, a Diamond Duelist, Ungod, an Eternity Duelist, Xi Lost, a Celestial Vanguard who was the #1 Doctor Strange at some point, and Chibi Maharu, a Bronze Strategist that had actually 0 hours on the game before being recruited. See, Chibi was a strategic play, a Valorant player with 0 hours on Rivals, so they counted as bronze. The idea was to personally train her into a high-level support by Mochi, a celestial strategist. The same went for their previous vanguard, Brave, a bronze tank that was learning the game for Mochi as they were close friends. Apparently, staff had deemed On God as an Eternity player despite hitting one above all 3 times on his main account, which freed up a couple points to fill out, hence my involvement. After being brought together, we set up a skirmish with a team known as Celeste Roses, a team not in Vtuber Rivals 2, but set for Vtuber Rivals 3, which, after a bit of research, was apparently a team of all peak Celestial players. This, unsurprisingly, had me shivering my timbers. Anyway, this is where I got a taste of how matches would be played. They'd be played in a competitive style, where convoy maps would be played with both sides getting a crack at offense and defense. The big change for me was the utilization of Ignite tournament bans, where teams would take turns banning or saving heroes. Banning heroes would prohibit the other team from playing that hero, but you could still play that hero, unless the enemy team also bans that hero. Saving heroes is the exact opposite, where you can stop an opponent from banning a hero you want to utilize and build around. A big thing of note is that you can only save heroes that are not yet banned. If the opponent has already banned that hero, you cannot unban them with a save. The actual game started out rough for me. As I said before, I do not play shooter games. I also don't watch any shooter games with the exception of an occasional Russian Badger video.
I have autism.
I understood so little about the callouts and just had to figure it out on the fly, while there were so many of them happening quickly. Through the power of basic context clues, I was able to figure it out somewhat quickly. My Doctor Strange could use a lot of work, not exactly a Sorcerer Supreme. From the start of the skirmish, even now, they tried teaching me how to kidnap with Strange, but I kinda screwed it up and we ended up dying and losing a lot of momentum to it. We ended up losing the first game and I was immediately ready to hand the Strange back to XI, picking up the thing and immediately getting dumped into the pit. For a good laugh. After that, I came to understand the team dynamic pretty quickly. Mochi may have been captain, the one who brought the team together, but On God was the commander. Mochi was the lord and On God was the tactician. Everyone would go to On God for guidance and strategy, where we'd learn high-level plays and teamwork from him. And I gotta say, On God was incredible at guiding me through the game and understanding matchups and playing with your teams, something I struggled a lot with personally. His Human Torch was really good, and it felt really good to not get dropped directly to death when it mattered most of the time. My deaths were typically my own doing, my own overextensions, something to just work on. After our second loss, he said that we should try utilizing Venom, a character I was not too well versed in prior to the tournament. Venom is kind of similar to Spider-Man, but I really liked Spider-Man for the speed and the combos and the cancels, which Venom kind of had none of. He felt really slow, sluggish, and straightforward. I understood the basics, not using swing to engage, but to save it to get out, the goal to be as big a nuisance in their backline as possible, but aiming his primary fire tentacles was really hard, and I have genuine garbage aim. The idea was to build a full dive around me as Venom, but I never created that opportunity for myself during skirmishes. I engaged and died at really poor times. Noticing that the plan was to dive together, and I'm not very good at Venom, Taiga said he didn't know any dives other than Iron Fist, so I made a request to swap with him. To my surprise, the switch actually helped, and we managed to win the third game, and this was the only time that I'd see Iron Fist basically for a week. Making my own call actually worked out, to my surprise, and hey, Taiga could flex, and that's something I deemed very useful that would be incredible for the tournament. In the fourth game, I wanted to try Captain America again, because I get a lot of enjoyment out of Cap. I got melted, swapped to Hulk, threw some of the worst claps and exiles in human history, and had a terrible Monster Hulk stall, stepping off of point when it mattered most. So, for the other side, I tried Venom again, the goal just to try and hit that one-shot combo with Mochi as Luna, but I screwed up the timing. Regardless, we managed to hold our own, and the scrim went 2-2 before we called it a night. I kept notes to myself on what to improve on and was ready to take my leave, but they suggested we split into 2 groups of 3 and play ranked to get the feel of how we play with one another. I was playing with Taiga and Chibi, where we rocked around for a bit on Taiga's stream, and it wasn't anything too crazy. The next day, there was another skirmish, up against a team we would be facing against on Saturday, known as Goon Knights. I practiced my Venom while prepping, learning the one-shot combo he had by himself, and wanted to prove my worth, so I paid extra attention to what Goon Knights would play, and then would switch to counter. I deduced that their team was actually really weak to dive, not because their strategists were not good, they certainly were, but the rest of their team would struggle to help their strategists when they were in danger. This night was just filled with dive practice between Cap, Venom, Hulk, and The Thing, with an occasional Emma play. After the skirmish, we played ranked again. For a bit, it was just me and Taiga, later joined by Ongod. I would play Vanguard, Taiga would play Strategist, and Ongod would screw around on whatever duelist he felt like. I spent a lot of time just playing comfort tanks, Emma, Strange, Thing, just doing my job, and these two carried me up not just to gold, but to Platinum 3, a whole division above my highest ever rank. After the climb, I thanked both Ongod and Taiga, saying I'd see them tomorrow for our final scrim before the tournament. After topping off, I decided to actually look into the tournament and its history. I wanted to know more about the event, about previous winners, and how big this event really was. I did not know ahead of time that this was the infamous Doki Bird tournament that she ended up winning a while ago, something that went viral across the internet to where even I heard of it despite not playing Rivals at the time and being pretty out of the loop. The tournament was also officially sponsored by NetEase this time around, the developers of Marvel Rivals.
Hello everyone, Guang Guang here.
Giving the competition a $3,000 prize pool. That was intimidating, to say the least. This would easily be the grandest stage I'd ever play on, and I believed I was by far the worst player on my team. Stack that up with Mochi saying that she really wanted to win. I looked into it, and she wanted to make up for the second place in the Goddess Edition tournament. So I was racked with anxiety at 12 in the morning. I wanted to prove myself. Not a single person playing in this tournament would know who I am, and this was an opportunity to befriend new people and make a name for myself. My best friend was thankfully up and talked down my nerves, but I got a message from Taiga. Taiga, who was still live streaming at that very moment, was benched from the team. While live, he had not stopped streaming since we played ranked. This was just devastating to hear. Especially spending the last 2 nights playing for several hours together. It was the same situation as before. The team got math back and were told Ongod was actually worth Celestial based on his average, and Taiga was being benched in favor of another player who was worth more points that could fit under the cap. I didn't know where to stand on the situation. Would I be a hypocrite for saying it was wrong? I was brought in as a replacement for Brave, which Taiga was being replaced in the exact same way. He was better than I was. He was a full flex player that could play all 3 roles when I could only play one and a little bit of duelist. The fact he got benched instead of me messed with my head, but all I could really do was try and comfort Taiga, tell him how I felt about him in regards to the team, and invited him to my personal Discord server, so that when all this tournament stuff had passed, we could just be friends, without all the team drama. He was benched around 32 hours before the tournament, and we had one more scrimmage 12 hours ahead of the event at 10 PM for me, 12 AM for a couple others, and 8 AM for XI. He was replaced by Dylan, our new DPS that was on God's duo. Incredible player, our duelist line was incredibly stacked, and I felt very standoffish with his inclusion when we got together. I knew he had to be good, but I was still bitter about Taiga's exclusion. I know for a fact that I thought about throwing horrifically when the team needed all hands on deck during the actual tournament for some level of justice, but it was never going to be a smart decision. Not for me, my future, or anything like that. So my friends talked the words Sic Semper Tyrannis out of my head. I just had to refocus on improving, playing the skirmish ahead to the best of my abilities, and I was playing out of my mind on Venom, Emma, and incredible ults where the entire team boosted the hell out of my confidence.
Not a gold player! Not a gold player!
Gold player, by the way.
On Emma, Ongod was actually surprised at my proficiency, saying that this was my character and he wanted to show me a couple tricks.
Emma fundamentals, because you're actually like, you're getting pretty good with Emma, so I think this is low-key your character.
Yeah, we also noticed that you've been taking notes on yourself, Iris. You're really trying to improve.
So I think Emma, can you not kill the practice stomach? Come on now. Alright, so here, before you go into Diamond, wow, you already know. Okay,
I
why am I teaching you anything, bro?
To his surprise again, I actually knew a few tricks that he was trying to teach me, like using the shard before diamond, or using your shield to block healing. Even still, he did manage to teach me things I didn't know.
So you know when you go into diamond, if you like, a lot of people do the grab, then two hits, then they kick. If you do 2 hits, then they can get no. If you do 2 hits, characters like Scarlet or like Hella, they can use their movement ability.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you wanna do just 1 hit and then kick,
Okay.
and that's like the insta kill. And it's like kind of crazy. Like, let me show you Groot.
Like the one-shot combo on Squishies, which I really appreciated. And immediately after teaching me some of that, I was put in a solo tanking position as Emma on a Rocco's defense, where I would have to learn how to play my best on this map with this character, which was, in hindsight, really vital down the line. When it came to offense, we would try a new strategy.
Let's do a rep. Okay, so how this works is, can we get a Venom, Star, Adam, Jeff, and then like Sue or Cloak? How this works?
You said Venom?
Yeah, give Iris the Venom. How this works is the Venom's gonna call when he dives, and then when the Venom dives, we're gonna soul bond. We're gonna soul bond and Jeff bond, and then use the Jeff bubbles to speed on top of them. And then we're just like all gonna be like,
So
you know,
do I bubble
full bonded.
after?
You're gonna
when
bubble
do I
to speed boost us. You're gonna bubble to
Okay,
speed
as
boost
soon as
us.
the doors open?
When we calm the rush.
Yeah.
Okay,
When we say-
you calm the
when-
rush. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna stage when the Venom's ready and he dives. Then we speed boost and we soul bond, and then we're like on top of them, speed boosted.
Okay.
Gonna
That
run
makes
him
sense?
over with a truck. Got it. Okay. Our first try at the strategy went incredibly poorly, but that's to be expected. We were not entirely certain how it would work at the time, and we were kind of missing a puzzle piece, so we backpacked the strat for some time. Another strat we tried was Hyper Stall with triple tank and triple support, which worked out incredibly well on the Spider Islands map for a while, up until we swapped sides. We had the game won, but On God kind of craved more combat, and we kind of lost the game to Ego. Whoops. It was our only lost game that day, but we ended up picking it up afterwards, and we felt incredibly confident going into the tournament tomorrow, where Mochi stated just how excited she was. She revealed a surprise, commissioned matching PNGs for the tournament of ourselves as our favorite Marvel heroes. Stacked from left to right, there was Vanguards with XI as Strange, and myself as Iron Fist, totally a Vanguard. And our duelist, Dylan, was Black Panther, On God was Iron Man. And then finally our strategist, we had Chibi as Luna Snow, and Mochi as Invisible Woman. We even had one for Taiga as Loki, which was kind of bittersweet. Feeling both anxious and excited, I sent out a message to one of my biggest sources of confidence when it came to competition, I Heart Justice, believing wholeheartedly that I wouldn't be here if he hadn't given me some really important advice some time ago, when I kinda messaged him out of the blue, and he was amazing for that. Thankfully, that man is incredible, and he gave me the confidence I needed, and I just simply awaited for morning to come. We all got together and set up our matching PNGs for the streams, hyping each other up for the day, playing a little bit ahead of time. There was a bit of a sensitive conversation going on between Taiga and Mochi ahead of time, where Taiga was struggling with the tournament staff, playing for another team, and hopefully it got sorted out, which thankfully it did, so Taiga could actually go help out another team and play the tournament as long as he could, more than just being a sub for ours. I was really happy to hear that Taiga could possibly play the whole tournament rather than just one game. We met with Brave, who spoke to me specifically, encouraging me to not think about him, help his friend win, because that's what she wants. I reassured him, and we set off. So, before we get into the tournament, let's break down how the bracket works for the people who don't understand. There are 64 teams of at least 6 people involved in Vtuber Rivals, which totals up to a minimum 384 people, not counting any subs. That is a lot of people, so we want to weed out half of them immediately. So, the tournament doesn't extend, beyond a day for scheduling. The 64 teams were divided up into fours, into 16 groups to play in a round-robin style. A round-robin is where every team fights one another once, and the results would be equated to points.
If you wish to defeat
Winning
me,
nets you 2 points.
train
Ties
for
would be
another
1, and a loss would be 0.
300 years.
The team with the most points would be moved to the winner's bracket, and the second highest would be moved to loser's bracket. The remaining 2 teams would be removed from the tournament pool. It sounds unfair, but this was actually the first sense of familiarity to me with the whole thing, as it was very similar to what the fighting game scene does. Our group was Group G, consisting of Tsunamigos, Quack for Heels, and Goon Knights, which we played in that order. Tsunamigos would be our very first opponent. Some of us felt a little anxious about the round robins being best of one, but On God was quick to restore our confidence with a, we're just better. After our bands were in place, we rolled out with Hulk, Magneto, Black Panther, Namor, Rocket Raccoon, and Invisible Woman. Hulk, Namor, and Black Panther was actually one of our strongest team-ups to utilize. My Hulk was decent, and our 2 duelists could go absolutely wild on the other 2. So, it was great, but it wasn't quite the answer for our first game. That would be later. Tsunamigos was capable enough to stop us, so we switched it up, replacing my Hulk with my Emma Frost, and the duelist switching it up to Punisher and Phoenix. And the game went actually pretty smoothly from there. Offense went incredibly well because we preemptively banned their shield tanks, making it so Punisher could run free and Phoenix could counter Rocket Raccoon for free. Defense was a slightly new experience, where the Vanguards would actually just sit pretty on point while they shot up the enemies from afar because they had nothing to protect them. Ultimately, they couldn't find any unbanned counter to Punisher and Phoenix, so we actually took the first game pretty conclusively. It was a great boost for confidence and morale, just letting us know that, yeah, our work was worth it, and we're gonna play this tournament out. Happy as I was happier to step out and let Brave play his game, because I wanted to make sure the man I replaced would be able to play in the tournament he was recruited for. Brave would take my place against Quack for Heels, and I actually didn't watch most of the match, having unwavering faith in the team and a belief that the moment shouldn't include me in any way, because I wanted to sit out and watch the mainstream while most of the original lineup had their moment. Ultimately, I did check how the ending went, and I saw the stats, and Brave did incredible. I was so happy he got to play and won his dedicated game. I had no clue what was going on until much later, though, where Brave told his side of the story.
That's it. And that's pretty much what happened. When it was time to play against the team Quack for Heels, I was honestly pissed at Team Legacy at that point, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna play fair and stuff like that. During that match, the other it wasn't Iris, but one of the other I can't remember who my tank was at that point because the VOD's no longer up. My co-tank was being cocky. And we're like, yeah, I'm going to protect the other team. I'm going to protect it. He, at some point, they were playing like a Doctor Strange. They turn around to face our team, our own tank. Like, don't worry, guys. I'm going to hold you guys back. I'm going to protect the other team and everything else. It was some of the most toxic shit I think I've ever seen in an esports setting. Yeah, you guys can be funny, but at the same time, you've got higher tier players going against what was considered like, I don't know, silver and gold or something like that. And you guys are literally just curb stomping them in like the most toxic freaking esports way possible. And I'm just like, It was very unprofessional.
When I got back, Brave had already hopped out, both from the game and basically the team from that point, and I don't blame him. Our final opponents from the round robin would be Team Goon Knights, who we played a few days ago, except they were ready with a coach this time. Their coach immediately advised them to ban Phoenix and Punisher, likely having looked into our first game, but we already determined what they would most struggle against. As I pointed out during the skirmish, their strategists were capable, but the rest of the team struggled to peel back to actually help them, where they would be scrambling to try and completely flip their positioning. Knowing that weakness well, we would target it by dropping the entire team on their backline with a Strange Portal, Soul Bond, and Speed Boost. Instead of Venom, I played the Thing to Earthbound whoever we would land on to stop them from using any movement abilities to escape. After rushing their point, they were immediately put on the back foot, able to enable Human Torch to light up their entire team while being practically impossible to hit, with his melee attacks making his hitbox smaller and his sprint moving him wildly. To ensure the payload was under premier defense, we kept Strange and Emma on cart, while Torch forced people to look up and watch their toes, with an additional Psylocke that shredded them from whatever angles they could. It was just overwhelming, and after everything was said and done, we cleared pools with a full sweep, feeling incredibly confident to go into winner's bracket while Goon Knights went into losers. Now that we're out of pools, I can explain how the main bracket works. As stated before, 2 out of the 4 teams would go out of pools and into the main bracket, top team hitting winner's bracket and runner-up going to losers. Winner's bracket would be played best of 3 all the way through, while loser's bracket would continue being best of 1 like pools. If you lost in winner's bracket, you would fall down to losers for a second chance, given 2 lives in a double elimination style. If you lost in losers, you were simply out of the tournament since you presumably suffered a loss to get into loser's bracket in the first place. The team that wins the loser's bracket completely would face off against the winner's bracket's final team in grand finals. If winners beats losers in the grand finals, they just win, but if losers beat the winners in grand finals, they reset the bracket and both teams have 1 remaining chance to take home gold and glory. This was what I loved about a tournament setting. The double elimination style builds up accidental, amazing subplots, and it just makes for great content, both just to consume or create, or just generally be around. We had to wait for the rest of the pools to finish having a casual banter, messing with each other until our opposition was announced. Team Laboobies. They were another team with matching PNGs for the tournament, and safe to say, it was terrifying! The team went to scout, and that was the vibe for a hot minute, researching their strengths and prepping everyone to bring our A game. Every single game. We shut down their main support options, and they shut down some of our strongest duelist options from previous games, our side saving Emma and Luna, while they saved Phoenix and Punisher. The bans were actually pretty smart on their end, enabling their Punisher by getting rid of our Magneto, but I've actually come to learn that their banning of duelists is just not the play, unless you know someone's a one-trick who cannot play anything else. There are just simply too many options in the duelist role that can do the same job to a similar degree, while banning vanguards or strategists would actually have a much more significant impact on their options because of their shallow pool to play with. And that was our strategy with our bans. Every game. First game, we'd try and nuke their strategists to figure out what vanguards they'd play, and then we'd eradicate their tank line in the following game while they saved their supports that we were never going to target in the first place. The first fight was pretty standard, forcing them back a lot, and they attempted to portal, but XI is legitimately always a step ahead and prepped his own portal so that when they jumped through, they would jump through his and leap off the map and perish of their own accord. Because, fun fact, strange portals do not show other strange portals through them. So you can just prep a strange portal on the opposite side that they're about to leap through, they will not see it, and they'll go straight into your portal. We did get a little greedy near the end, losing several ults in the final corridor, but we managed to pick ourselves up and push to the final destination. XI blocking their spawn doors with portals as well to keep them from reaching the point. Defense was a bit of a struggle, stalling for a few minutes before we all wiped, but we portaled back to point with a couple ults and handled defense well, bringing our first game with the Laboobies to the end. So defense has always been my weakest point in this game, where I could go 14-0 by, first round, and then 16-8 by the end of the game just because we swapped from offense to defense. But playing with these guys actually taught me how to properly defend, where we would actually prefer to play defense first to set the tempo of the match in our favor, halting their momentum, and we'd push through on offense, having to simply reach to a certain point, then go all the way. It was really good for time, and just being less overall exhausted. Our second game against the Labubu's would take place in Kunlun, and the ban phase was a little aggressive. Rather than shut down all consistent supports, we shut down Magneto, Emma, Doctor Strange, and Groot, saving our Emma and the Invisible Woman. They had virtually nothing for consistent taking, nothing to protect their team from aggressive pokes like Human Torch and Phoenix. Whatever vanguards they ran would be hypothetically just run over by Emma alone. We held down the first point deep into overtime, but they actually got up and clutched out the capture, launching us into the payload section of the ancient city. In my overconfidence, I separated from the group and tried taking on a Captain America alone, and couldn't finish the job before Luna healed him, causing us to lose the fight because I overextended and didn't win my 1v1. We regrouped and defended as best we could, cutting off the Labubus before they could reach the next choke point. Flipping the script, we went on the offensive. Once again, I was overzealous and dove into both strategists, where their team switched up and put a stop to my antics, but it served as a decent distraction for the team to take out their supports themselves and pick off the rest of their team one by one until first point was ours. After another ult fight, we just kept up our push until we had victory. Dylan immediately praised Chibi to the high heavens about her clutch shields with Invis and just how incredible the backline was performing, which was so good. It felt incredible and lovely to see.
Start one.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, but you're actually the most fucking beautiful person ever for keeping up there.
Holy
Holy shit, dude! The Punisher right up to me with a shotgun. The sound like it hooked that is jumping me in the corner, bro. Dude, holy shit! I made them all one shot and I killed their Punisher. That guy's actually a bum.
We celebrated the victory, saying that composition would only get harder as the tournament went on, while getting sentenced back to the waiting game.
I'll be right back. I'm going to turn up the AC. I still have my headset on, so if you guys need to just, you know, tell me. I'll run back up.
Double KO!
And now we say slurs and get her channel destroyed.
Spider Sling!
Such good friends.
M. Replied to Philip Group Staff YAYY.
Darling, you got that?
Thank you.
What am I doing?
Get a quick slur.
What? Say a quick slur?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you got that, I'm good.
Alright, three.
Not three? Alright, bet.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Now I gotcha!
Yeah, why did I go on mute? Yeah, you like it.
Hey, I still said it though. I still said it.
Oh, yeah, you're
I held up my end.
Yo, I said it too mentally, bro.
Mentally we're saying words now.
Yeah.
Humpy Dumpy.
Yep.
Humpty or Humpy?
Pretty sure those are
Humpy.
bad guys.
Humpy Dumpy?
Yeah, Humpy Dumpy.
That's our name. I'd be Humpy Dumpy, the fairy VTuber. What type of animal would I be? I'm thinking a fox.
Fox.
C.
I'm thinking a fox.
GGS everyone.
Wish
Emoji chip.
animal lays the biggest eggs.
Fucking
That
awesome.
elephant bird, bro. Elephant bird. Yeah.
Animal lays the biggest egg.
Yeah.
Laying the biggest egg. That's what you're
Yeah.
VTuber. That's my furry name.
You should do it. Also, nice try. I have your audio muted.
Oh,
they can't
A
hear
shame.
anything you guys are saying.
Dude.
I was just giggling to myself as I listened to you guys just plan this chaos on my poor stream.
Nah,
And I'm
never.
like,
Wait.
they're muted. Nice try.
While we waited, Hungod and Dylan looked into another event they were attending today called Battle of the Orgs, which was a much smaller Marvel Rivals competition that happened to be on the exact same day, putting us on a bit of a time crunch. They said that even though they did agree to be part of the tournament, that this was their priority. It was a much bigger tournament, and this was one they signed up for first. As usual with our downtime, we looked into the presumed next team we were facing, Team Banshees. The bracket projected us to lose, and we just laughed it off, so we began our scouting. We saw Honeycat was live and on the team, so the research began, and we immediately had a target for bans. Honeycat was a strategist on controller that was literally playing Wordle and Sudoku while Rivals was going on. No disrespect to Honeycat or any controller player, because controller players can be incredible and curb stomp people. It's just much harder due to the limitations of a joystick compared to a mouse, making it much harder to defend against fast-paced divers. And funnily enough, it did lead to our team playing Wordle while watching their VOD, and the rest of the team learned what Fritz meant that day. After Wordle time, quarterfinals began. Legacy versus Banshees. Banshees shut down our Human Torch, Emma, Magneto, and Punisher, all prominent characters we've used thus far. We shut down their Cloak and Dagger, Magneto, Emma, and their Luna Snow. There was no premier frontline for anyone.
That's fine.
We decided on Gamma Trio for this, which they actually did an incredible job at dealing with Panther and forced Dylan to switch off BP and into Bucky. I don't know what it was, but I played the best Hulk of my life this game. I hit so many flying claps, flying exiles, and actually useful monster Hulk, and a bubble to protect the team against an Eye of Agamotto.
Nah, I'm looking back.
Someone behind.
Yeah, someone behind.
Whoa.
Bye,
Dylan.
We can wolf no faster.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, I'm alive. Thank you guys. Wait, look, Sue. 2-1, absolute.
Focus on.
Stay here.
Nice!
Good bubble.
He got the one.
After a while, I did have to pull out the thing to finish out the first game, but it went well. Diving into the second game, we were on Central Park, by far my worst map. Something about this section of New York really irritates me, and I just do not perform well here. Regardless, we had offense first, and the decision was simple. Rush the point with Portals, Soulbond, Jeff Bubbles, Symbiote Team Up, and a Magic. We ran over them on point with our superior sustainability and the element of surprise, switching up to Human Torch, Thing, and Phoenix after a rush was complete. The push to the checkpoint was incredibly chaotic, the team using 5 ults in one fight for the final push through the doors outside the cathedral. The last remaining ult was mine, and OnGod was adamant about pushing our advantage, picking me up to tell the entire enemy team that their package would be arriving on Clobbering time. Unfortunately, they were very aware of the time, and I melted so fast. I also may or may not have screwed up my Clobbering time with a funny jump, but it was hilarious. As soon as I got back to the team, he picked me up again, and he threw the massive boulder into their team again, but Punisher and Ultron hurt. So much so that after using Rocket's Revival Beacon, I died to Punisher in the middle of our Luna Snow ult. After this last pickup in Ultimate, I got everyone on their team with a Clobbering time except a Magneto that dropped a meteor on both mine and Chibi's domes. We went again and again, but time was running out and the team was dying. XI chose to drop dead early so he could set up a portal before we would not have time to make one again. Portal opened, a really bad Clobbering time through, and get melted by a Punisher through Luna ult again. After so long of Thing not working and overtime being upon us, I hovered Venom, but something in my soul said play Captain America, so I made a split second to play Steve Rogers. I rushed to the final choke point using all my mobility tools, and once I got there, Magneto began to charge another meteor for our dear strategist. In perfect timing, the charge came off of cooldown and I lunged myself into the meteor, eating the ultimate for my backline and earning respect from their Magneto as the first half came to a close.
Oh, fucking crap, that was crazy! I'm dead.
Everything.
Shit.
Their cap is nuts. I got shit on.
Oh. Cap, you're crazy.
He jumped up in the air and blocked it, bro. I couldn't do anything. It wasn't even on my screen.
Switch things up, including which side you're on. Life energy is a powerful weapon against evil.
Yeah, we gotta keep it this way.
Top-notch team to win this one.
Oh, my ult can heal too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it now.
Oh my god. No, we got this.
I didn't have time to read what all my abilities did. I was just going on vibes.
Okay.
We held down defense on their spawn for a few minutes, but they started gaining momentum, taking out our duelists and the vanguards on our retreat, forcing us to portal back or risk their conquest of the first point. After another struggle, we managed to defend until the very end, taking our victory over Team Banshee. We awarded ourselves a bit of a pop-off as we look forward to semi-finals, but there was no time to rest, because we realized that this was going to be our biggest challenge so far.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Bobo is here? Nah.
Who?
Dylan, Bobo's here.
Fight for the
Boba?
good guys next time.
Bobo XXL.
What was that?
One above all, Bobo XXL. One above all is the highest rank in the chart. The top 500 players in the game at the time worth a whopping 15 points in team composition. If that weren't bad enough, Bobo was ranked top 8, a really high level player. The only upside here was OnGod saying that Bobo hadn't played Rivals for long, only having one season of ranked hitting one above all in that season, making them a one above all rank. This is where the point system using average has issues, as I'm a firm believer that OnGod, Dylan, and XI are all on a similar level, especially OnGod, who has hit one above all multiple times before, but because not all of his seasons peaked OAA, he was deemed an Eternity and then a Celestial player instead, giving Legacy more points to work with than Trojan Horses did. I believe in the future, OAA and Eternity should be the same amount, or if, hitting OAA at all overrides the average and makes you worth that amount.
For spawn hold, okay, here's how we're gonna play it. For spawn hold, we're gonna do triple tank, Groot, Mag, Emma, or Strange, whatever 3 shield tanks we get. And then I want Adam, Cloak Sue. So, Dylan, I'm gonna have you on the Adam. How we're gonna be playing it is just like bottom of the ramp, supports are gonna be, and tanks at the top of the ramp. They're just gonna play like super long, sustain, burn as much clock. The whole point of the spawn hold is to get 3 fights in. So we die on the cart, then we'll portal back, die on the cart again, and then walk back and we get a 3rd fight.
Over.
And the third fight will be on a 2-2-2. So they'll be on like spawn hold breaks most likely, and then we'll come back in time on a proper count.
We knew how skilled they were, so their team and their bands should hypothetically be built around enabling Bobo. And while Bobo was strong, we spent the last few days learning how to enable each other as a team, not as a single entity, and that's where our strength was. But it would still take our whole team to put a stop to such an incredible player. Our first game would be on Arako, playing triple guard and triple support, with myself as Emma. This was near identical scenario to our skirmishes before, and I felt confident. The hold at spawn lasted for a bit, and then boom! Wiped, and they blasted through first and second checkpoint. It took mirroring the Punisher to get a proper footing in the game again, and we held down defense, stopping them just a short of the final destination. It was pretty bad, but on offense I got to thrive a little. See, they have an Atom, and they pop Soul Bond to keep the team alive. As I explained earlier, Soul Bond merges all nearby allies' health bars into one giant health pool. You know, where you would share the damage taken amongst everyone bonded to keep everyone alive. Emma's primary fire builds a meter that increases its damage output by how long you've been shooting a valid target. Shooting a soul-bonded target will count as shooting all the targets at once, so instead of moderately building the meter for full power, it was charged practically instantly. Even with the instant telepathy meter, it was still incredibly difficult to pull through the first gate, and the second stretch would be no easier. This stupid slanted choke point is so stupid, we were stuck here for over 3 minutes. They held us here hard, taking coordinated ultimates to push through. Afterwards, the momentum stayed with us, and we pulled the first game out with a win, over our scariest opponent so far. I also may or may not have made fun of Mochi's nerves for saying fax frames instead of max frames, so, yeah.
It was my model for fax. Oh wait, fax.
Fax.
Max.
Fax? Your fax machine?
I'm not playing around.
Oh my god.
Lord drop, Mochi's playing on a fax machine.
No, fax frames. I can't speak. I was so nervous.
Even though it was hard fought, the game wasn't over yet. We still have round 2, awaiting on Wakanda. We banned out their shield tanks again, while they removed our Magneto, allowing us to maintain some shields with our Punisher, while they had nothing to protect their own Punisher besides Groot walls. Even with that in mind, they climbed hard, getting through our point defense and the first checkpoint, where we halted them just shy of the final destination once again. Switching it up on offense, it was ye old Portal with Venom, Jeff, and Adam, where we blitzed their point and may or may not have been so caught up on prepping our switches we forgot to capture point.
Punny's up.
I'm shooting Punny, I'm shooting Punny.
Broke his thing.
Penny's low.
I'm on above one.
Nice.
Punisher one, above. 1 HP.
Storm also 1.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, let's go!
Nice.
Wait, I did the surface and the X, and it actually helped so much.
Alright, I'm gonna go
Taylor
right now.
Switch
Yeah,
back.
Wait, they're on Mag the thing, bro. I mean, not Mag, they're on Thing Group, bro. This is wait, guys, what?
Guys,
Yo, guys, come on, don't troll now.
oh my
Don't troll
gosh,
now.
oh my
I like how
gosh.
everyone hopped
Don't
up
troll
point.
now.
Oh my god.
I have to swap. Why are you? Why is everyone?
Yeah, I had
I was swapping back too.
Oh wait, I got to
Funny.
Momentum was everything, as they swapped to deal with our dive strategy when we swapped back to the previous game's tactic, gunning them down with an amped up Franklin Castle. We pushed as a team, focusing the same targets together, taking out individuals until we got all of them down one by one.
Oh, he's hiding, bro.
Kill cart.
Dead. Wait, damage me.
Yep.
Damage me. Yup, good fucking
Nice.
shit. Good fucking shit.
Nice.
Come here on the left. Yup, oh fuck, good play.
To break?
Yeah.
Wait, we just went.
We take a drive fight next fight.
Oh, give it.
Nice.
Yeah, we take what? We'll take what?
Oh!
Nice
Wow.
job. Oh god.
We beat the
You
top
guys
of the
dirty.
How are we dirty? What did we
I think
do?
it was like a compliment.
Wait, is this a Punisher like this, bro? You see this? Yeah.
Mushy,
Nah.
thanks.
Oh my god.
Hey, bro, they did the same.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They ate our mag. Yeah.
Let's freaking go.
We're on to finals?
Yeah, we're facing a 9-5 now.
Oh
Let's
my
fucking
God.
go.
Just like that, we wrote a different ending for the Trojan Wars and pat ourselves on the back looking towards the finals. After going up against a team inspired by the myths of ancient history, we went up against the modern day Team 9-5 in the winners finals. We had been playing for quite a while at that point, and we all split to go eat for, nearly playing 6 hours of Rivals without eating. Winners Finals was set up to be broadcasted on the Vtuber Rivals Twitch, and while we set up, On God described what his food plans were.
I'm not eating till I win. I'm taking the earnings and I'm buying pizza. I'm buying Wingstop with the earnings. We have to win. We have to win. If we don't win, I don't eat, guys. You have to feed me.
Bruh.
You guys have to feed me.
As per usual, though, scouting hours, I actually took the initiative here, noting their favors of Groot and specifically Angela. Angela is the newest character at the time. Not great. A Vanguard who gets countered by half the roster by existing, is incredibly loud as a jet engine, and requires an incredible game sense and skill to get any sort of value. This Angela was actually the anchor of their team, and a character that so few have dealt with at such a high level. When the game started, I actually peeked at what the broadcasters were saying, and they were certainly commentating.
I mean, Team Legacy, I hope you guys are praying that this guy's computer overheats, because if it doesn't, I really hope you guys are bringing your
but listen,
A-game.
we can't count out Team Legacy. We have not seen them play. So, I mean, heaven knows. Because right now, in terms of ranks, they do have a higher rank profile than, well, 9-5. So,
I mean, they do have 4
Grandmasters.
Grandmasters. You are absolutely right.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see kind of what happens here.
Indeed, indeed.
No hate to the commentators, but hearing that we need to lock in or pray a player's computer overheats for us to win, it heated our whole team a little, and we decided 9-5 would have to deal with our very best because of it. The flames were on, Bucky was armed, and the thing was punching clay pigeons out of the sky. And, you know what? Here, you can have what the commentators were saying.
3 ults on Legacy as well. We have Johnny Storm up in the sky doing his thing. We just had an ult popped by...
So many people. I mean, we've got
we've
got Sue Storm, Johnny, as well as Luna Snow,
Should I
but it
call him
doesn't
Johnny
matter because
Snow?
Johnny gets a double kill as well as a triple kill here at the end, potentially getting another one on Phoenix. Going to try and dive after that at full health. Phoenix tries to dash away, and it looks like Johnny is saying no to that with the help and backup of Doctor Strange. He's able to get that pick, and it looks like Legacy is pushing back 9-5. 9-5 has finally met their match. They are seeing what Crab Rangoons felt like when they played against them. They're trying to fight an uphill battle right now, and we're really having to see if 9-5 is what it takes to be able to beat Legacy here.
We stalled out hard, not letting them pass the first ramp. We watched the main stream for a bit, while switching up to offense, where we decided to rush them with Venom and Panther. And my god, switching off Thing made me realize how painful Angela could be as she full tackled me into a corner, and they ate me alive. Even though I got served up on a silver platter to Costco card, they used a majority of their resources to wipe me out alone, and the team managed to clear them out. We were a little over our heads, poking fun at the commentators for what they were saying, and prepped ourselves for the next game. Kunlun opened up its glorious gates, and we were there to defend for the second game. I dedicated my whole existence in this game to keeping Angela in check, for the entire team fight. Here's a fun little tip here for aspiring Emma players that I liked. I popped Diamond Form right at the end of this fight. It may seem like a waste of an incredibly valuable cooldown, but you won't lose any of your telepathy meter while in Diamond Form or using your ult, so I used Diamond Form to maintain the damage output of my beam for the next fight, which is actually, useful, as it absolutely incinerated this Iron Man, as if this Punisher ult wasn't enough for it. With a combination between White Queen Mind Control and Red Stars, we cleared out most of their team and awaited another fight. One where the legendary Peter Quill would clear out our team, and just when it looked like point was lost, we leapt through a rip in space and time to defend with our lives once again. Unfortunately, though, it did cost our lives, and they pushed through, and I had to learn a new stretch of the Heavenly City a bit more. After a couple lost fights, we went on with every ult, slamming them with everything we had, Xi nullifying their Star-Lord and returning every shot he fired back into him. They had a clutch Spider-Man touch though, saving them a moment of overtime, but it wasn't enough for their entire team to regroup. Swapping sides for winners finals, I actually felt exhausted from all the games, but I actually perked up when Dylan wanted me to switch to Hulk. It could have just been for the team up with Namor, but he defended the genuine Hulk swap when the comp was questioned, based off one of the earlier games we had.
So close. Guys, if we don't win, I can't afford food. We have to win. I need the food money,
Wait,
guys.
no Iris. Guys, you wanna run the Hulk?
Hulk, got it.
You'll need a top-notch team.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought that was
you wanna
it.
run the
I just realized.
Nope, we got another one.
I think,
Oh my
dude, I
God.
think Namor here will be so good against them, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it'll just break.
Flyers, yeah. That Gamma
Yeah.
Squid's gonna fuck him up.
At
They
that
have to
point,
rely on
just go at Emma Phoenix, though, no?
Nah, Namor's stronger.
I know, but the Hulk is weaker.
It's okay. No, I believe, no, Iris just juggle a Warrior of Doom, so.
That's true, that's true.
This helps my confidence a lot, because Dylan's an incredible player, no matter how I felt about him at the time, and it felt good to know that my Hulk has improved, even though Hulk's not that great of a character. I put together what I had gathered and leapt up to the roof, forcing Hela down, slamming Ultron down with a leap, and may or may not have fed my Hulk form into them. Whoopsies. Even though it was a bit of an ego check, I lived, and we capped point and the push began. I'm still not entirely sure how this map works, where they were very far away and behind us during the push, but the ult rush began. Both supernovas, the Age of Ultron, a car crash between a leaping Hulk and an Angela, then the monster came out to cause chaos. Cloak and Dagger ulted and get nearly destroyed by Meteor M, only for their Angela to block it with their shield. We were actually put on the back foot. We had to retreat. These guys were crazy good, so Dylan split off from the pack and flanked with Giganto. Each game grows more stressful. Each game our opponents grow more difficult. We won, and Grand Finals awaited, but who would we have to face? This may not be our fight. We had a break, but I believe it is necessary to cover Losers Finals. A best of one, date with destiny, Team 9 to 5 versus Team Unemployed. Since this is not my game, I was permitted to take the footage from this person named Rhyme. They're really cool. Please check them out. They were done dirty by an error of the tournament organizers, which they apologized for. Please do not attack anyone. Team Unemployed has been on an all-star run through Losers Bracket, starting from pools and slamming through every game with dominant team play with a wonderful understanding of triple support. A strong strategy using a consistent strategist like Luna, Cloak and Dagger, or Invisible Woman, while bringing on two other strategists that could support the team in other ways, either through buffs to stats like speed and damage with Mantis or Jeff, having low but consistent auto healing like Ultron, or having incredibly volatile tempo changing abilities like Adam Warlock. The scariest teams we fought up to this point, Unemployed did as well, and they did so just as dominantly as we had, both Team Laboobies and Trojan Horses. They were playing on another level. Going into Losers was their strategy, mind you, because they would have to play less games but get just as far, so long as they didn't lose once. And just like us, they would face 9 to 5 in their finals. They did their research, they prepped, and they were ready to show why unemployment gives them an edge over having a 9 to 5. And oh my god, there was no chance in hell for those that had jobs. Unemployed full held the first point and captured their own with a ruthless fervor, their eyes on bringing this tournament home. We were nervous. It had been 6, 7, 8 hours, something like that. And we had been playing best of 3s for almost the entire time. We were exhausted. Just like the beginning of the tournament, On God gave us words of encouragement that we were going to win, and we were going to fight our hardest, so we would. Clintar was first, and it was an experience to say the least. We busted out the Gamma Trio, and we did our damnedest to get through. This was the first time that Dylan's Black Panther worked out well, and it impressed the shit out of the commentary team.
Beautifully done.
Bro.
Beautifully done by Dylan. See, this is what makes me wonder, Purple. This is what makes me wonder. Has his main been Black Panther this entire time, and he hasn't shown it this entire tournament?
He got to actually run wild over their backline for a bit until they figured out how to deal with him. But it wasn't enough for the first game, and that was not a mistake. They were planning to repeat. We may have taken first game, but holy shit, they were quick to adapt and nearly had us in the second half. They were incredible at adapting and keeping up their morale and swinging things in their favor. Second game came around, Yggdrasil path, and we suffered our first loss. We didn't even get past the first checkpoint. We had spent our game thriving off of rushdown, tempo obliterating dominance. And they put a stop to it so fast after one game. Triple support was strong, yes, but that alone couldn't carry their team to beat us. I believe that wholeheartedly. They were incredible players in their own right. They deserve to be in grand finals. And we worked our ass off to earn our place here. We went into the third round of grand finals on Hell's Heaven, a map I don't think I played very much that day. And I was so nervous after our loss that I accidentally muted my whole team for this game, for the stream. I still heard them, the stream sure didn't. We did our best, and we had a screwed up mental where we tried a portal trick, portal kidnap, and granted we did get 2, but their whole team was there, and that threw us off guard, and we were so off balance that we lost the third game outright. Bracket was reset and grand finals was down to 1 life each. We were knocked off of our high so quickly because we found another team that had put in the work and had communication and the skill that our team had, and I felt so left behind but also exhilarated because this was a high pressure situation. I was sitting amongst the best of everyone in this tournament and felt I wasn't holding the team back too much and that I had earned this spot. I was the only one on Team Legacy that kept our streams up because the others assumed that Team Unemployed was stream sniping with the way the portal kidnap looked, which they were not, to my knowledge. They were just aware that it could happen. With the bracket reset, we had to restart our 3 games, and it was no second chances for anyone. It was winner takes all in this last best 2 out of 3. And I gotta say, I'm getting tired of talking. We're about 40 minutes deep of me just recording audio. So for the true grand finals, I think we just have some fun.
Village secret bingo jutsu! 1,000 years of death!
Boom to mess up here for Legacy.
And it looks like he's burning it right here, potentially when he tries to see a pick right
yes,
there.
There's one.
That pick on
There's
that.
one. There's 2.
Can we get 3? Give us 3.
Can we get 3?
Give us 3 star.
Nice run!
Up here, yeah. You're gonna go now.
Nice.
Dude. Bucky.
Nice.
I'm gonna trust NG.
dead. Come on.
Behind us.
Running through their life support by any means necessary. It looks like Legacy takes his first point potentially with a minute and 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, man.
You want me?
Yes, I want you. I want you, bro.
Yo!
So far, right?
Okay, yeah.
We good.
I get support them.
We can tempo with the support all next fight now.
Moving on, they still have an Adam Warlock ultimate here. They have.
Rapper's falling points.
We
lost their individual. We need to
I killed him.
Never mind.
And then Ultron last. Just stable. We have cap after.
Quick. That's you.
We have cap already.
Doing.
No, that was fast.
It's fine.
Strange.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go now. Adam, I'm dead.
Invis. Don't let Adam rest. Find Adam's body. I'm following.
I got him.
We're following. Yep. Jump his ass.
Help our card. Yeah.
Nice.
Where am I?
Everyone dead.
Let's
Oh,
fucking go!
Let's go!
Oh my god!
Let's freaking go. Oh my god.
He's one. Nice.
GG!
Easy.
G, Flark, and G.
Give us that money. Oh my god.
Place, baby!
First fucking place.
Let's freaking
I'm the best VTuber in the world, guys.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
That was crazy.
Legacy.
Oh my god.
No.
I'll reward myself. There you go.
Oh my god, dude. We need to go battle of the org, no?
You guys
Like
gotta
now,
go, huh?
Alan.
We're gonna go now?
Yeah,
You
you
guys
guys
right
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of my team, Diamond. And oh god, thank you guys.
Actually a blast.
That was
Such
incredible.
a blast.
I love you guys. That was amazing.
Thank you. I love you
Love you
guys
guys.
too.
Let's
Good luck with
fucking
your other
go.
tournament.
We celebrated hard together, seeing Angad and Dylan off as they rushed to their other tournament that they were now late for. The rest of the team expressing their intense emotions however they needed, and our names were sent out to the world as champions. After celebrating with our teams, and I celebrated so much so that everyone in my friend group knew, I went to go tell iHeartJustice directly, since I messaged him before the tournament about how it went, told him that we won grand finals, and I was overjoyed with emotion and that I couldn't think straight. Hell, I still can't. But while that was going on, the team talked with the staff. Apparently the ats were wrong, and they did not include all 8 members of Team Legacy in the original post. While asking for a remake of the tweet to include everyone's Twitter handles, Mochi asked for Taiga's exclusion in the lineup. New tweet rolled out, ats fixed for the team, and suddenly 7 people were crowned as champions. We had our victory, but what did we win? Oh my god. The internet screamed Team Legacy was toxic, a bunch of cheaters who were all in this for the money, when any mention of the money was a joke. Half of the team offering up their share of the prize money to be given a Brave in private, but it would never come to pass. People roared for justice for how the team treated Taiga, justice for how we had cheated, how we had been undeserving of winning this tournament at all. So many people shamed Luminara for allowing this to happen, and everyone on the team would be sent some level of backlash. Even Brave, who was the first victim of all of this and the most undeserving of any hate. Angad fueled the fire for a bit before Mochi asked him to delete everything he posted. I couldn't even think. There was so much happening at once. The most pure form of euphoria slammed into a deep level of distraught I rarely felt in my life. What should have been the greatest childhood dream I could have attained from my minuscule, unknown corner of the VTuber space, the sweetest taste of glorious victory turned to ash in my mouth as the space I wanted to break into with joyous celebration screamed that I was undeserving of this milestone, that I shouldn't even be there, and that I ruined something they loved by my inclusion at all. And at this time, I believed they were right. I did not realize we were breaking any sort of rules because I was focused on myself. I was brought on and was just excited to play the game, focused on being better than the best iteration of myself, working to improve every facet of my game, but I was part of the problem. The first one to replace another before everything boiled over with the following. I thought to myself that I could have stopped all of this if I said no when discovering my inclusion was to replace another player, or that I should have spoken up with Taiga when he told me he was benched. I was a whirlwind of emotions, but I wanted to take my mind off it, see what other people were saying in the Vtuber Rivals Discord. Luminara removed everyone on our team from the Vtuber Rivals community and released an announcement about Team Legacy's disqualification, leading to Team Unemployed becoming the new winners, with Team 9to5s, Crab Rangooners, and Trojan Horses making up the new top 4. I knew it was the right decision, but I was devastated so much. I had experienced so much joy and pride in myself for performing so well, for keeping up with players in ranks so far above me, and now that accomplishment was void. I didn't leave my bed for a hot while, actively consuming Twitter content when I've never used the app for longer than 20 minutes a month. Hell, I posted something making a chain about who I was and how I currently felt from this disqualification, about the negativity, and congratulating Team Unemployed for being the new champions of Vtuber Rivals 2. I tried reaching out to the rest of Team Legacy just to check on them, but it was radio silence, the main group chat deleted without warning. I rejoined the tournament community with a link I saved. I spoke with Vtuber Rivals staff, trying to figure out if I would even be allowed to play with Team Bottom Text in the next one, or if my inclusion in Team Legacy meant I would be barred from all events moving forward. They wanted to talk with all of Legacy privately to discern who knew what, and I was a mess, where I recapped literally everything in this video, from the start to the point of talking with the staff I was talking to at that very moment. The tournament organizer was kind and understanding, consoling me even when he had everything he needed from me already. I apologized to him for being emotional, and we left it at that. When I looked away from the Discord again, things continued to grow. A few people attacked me and the team further, but I got a lot of messages from wonderful people saying nice things and how I shouldn't be discouraged from participating in this kind of stuff again. Apparently Taiga went out of his way several times to say that I wasn't part of the problem. Another victim in all this, like he and Brave were. I was exhausted, physically, mentally, and emotionally, to the point where I crashed out at some point, passing out for a few hours. And when I woke up, Mochi had posted a Google Doc trying to defend herself, saying she and our team wouldn't be a scapegoat for Luminara, when this was the first I had even seen of Mochi since our denunciation. And when I checked back again, she temporarily deleted her Twitter entirely. Taiga celebrated in my Discord voice chat, saying that he won. I was happy for him, despite how bitter it all felt inside. He was dealt an injustice, and dealt it back 1,000-fold, where he held a speech over a majority of the players in the Vtuber Rivals Discord about what they accomplished that day. He gained a massive following and achieved change, something very few have the will to accomplish. So I'm never gonna take that away from him. I won't try. Never. I'm happy for him. My friends and a bunch of my competition told me to be proud of my growth and my performance, to not let this discourage me. It means a lot to me, so I want to try. But as of now, I'll take my tainted win and go home, because I was an official Marvel Rivals champion. Just not anymore. And that's okay, because I had the most fun.